We're waiting for those who watched it online. Now I'll send a notification to our Telegram channel and we'll get started. Have a good day and enjoy the useful viewing. My goal is to make 3 wins or to earn $300. 35 wins to make and earn $300. We'll finish on that note. I see. Please write how well you can hear and see me. Shaila, the garage is for me. Now I'm copying the link and I'll send it to you, our Telegram, copying, sending. Alright, let's go. It's been exactly 30 minutes, 20 minutes have passed. I'm waiting for all of you. We'll trade with the bot and get some work done. In the meantime, I'll start analyzing currency pairs. Please join in. Good, you can hear me well. That's right. Stanislav, hello, good morning. Have a great day. Let's get started. I'm switching to the broker and choosing a currency pair. Basically, I already have the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen set up here. Let's take a look at it. Let's check this currency pair with the bot, the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. And we've requested this currency pair on the bot. We're waiting for the bot to give us an answer on which direction we should open the trade. The candles look fine. The success rate is over 70%. So it's more or less possible to work with this currency pair. Let's go. I'm getting a screenshot from the bot. The image is really blurry, but the signal is up, guys. Canadian dollar Japanese yen opened up for 3 minutes. The currency pair is Canadian dollar Japanese yen opened up. The sound is good. Thanks for letting me know. Canadian dollar Japanese yen 3 minutes up to GPY 3 minutes. Opened up for an increase. Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. 3 minutes for an increase. Let's monitor these downward movements. You know why I had doubts? Because the chart was in the plus. But sometimes this happens. Out of 100 screenshots, maybe 12 slip through like this, but then it normalizes. But still, the future movement of the chart is upward. In percentage terms, we can see that it's also going up. We have 2 levels, one higher level and another lower on the chart. Between them, we understand that the chart will either move toward the upper level or descend to the lower one. According to the indicators, we see that the future movement of the chart is upward, and 61% as well. That's a signal for an upward movement. So out of the 2 indicators, in percentage terms, it shows that there will be upward movement. There will be growth. We opened for an upward movement, but as soon as we did, literally a minute passed. We had a strong downward correction. Hello everyone, have a great day and successful trading. Thank you very much for the likes to those who just joined. Binar Kanyu, thank you very much for your wishes. This is the first currency pair, Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. Let's work together now. I'll open from 3 to 5 trades or we'll make $300 and then we'll finish. That's my goal for today's stream. With this currency pair, we immediately jumped in on the correction. I opened the trade upwards. We'll monitor it, and if it doesn't work out, I'll show you. How do I get out of such situations to end up in profit? Yesterday we did really well on the stream together. It was great. We took 4 clean wins and finished there. It was an excellent stream. Today's stream, most likely, we'll start with a loss, but let's see how it goes. But even if we start with a loss, it's still educational, informative, and very useful content. Because if I only have profitable trading sessions, of course you can learn from that, yes. But what if you have a losing session? How do you get out of it? It's unclear. 46 seconds left. I'm definitely expecting an upward move. Let it go up. Entered, open not live. Great, that's good. You entered, open lower. I'm expecting an upward move here, expecting the price to go up. And if you opened lower, then you actually have much more of an advantage than I do. Well, let's see. If not, then I'll switch the currency pair according to our trading system. Let's keep going, recover our losses, and get into profit, get into the green. Hello everyone, hi guys. Is there any point in entering at candle closes? I enter without paying attention to that. Hello to everyone, hi guys. Hi, just joined the stream. Thank you so much for coming and leaving a like. 4 seconds. This one remains. I lock in a loss. The currency pair gave us a loss. It's not giving us profit. So what do? I multiply the initial trade amount by 2.5. Instead of $100, I use these $50 and change the currency pair. I move away from this currency pair. I'll keep the insurance at hand. I'm looking for something more or less non-volatile, as calm as possible. We'll find one now. But there aren't that many currency pairs since I wanted to exit earlier today. Let's take a look at the British pound and the Japanese yen. British pound, Japanese yen, time frame and model. Here's the currency pair. Please open the British pound or Japanese yen on your end. Hello everyone, welcome to those who are joining. Let's work a bit, earn 3 wins, take either $300 in profit, and then we'll wrap up the stream. I'll be happy to share my experience. Write your questions, share anything you're interested in, and take a look at this currency pair. I'll wait for a very strong upward impulse. I'll wait for the movement up and then enter a position down. And one more thing. Here on every currency pair, there's a strong movement down, a strong movement up. This keeps happening on almost every currency pair. We were short by 3 seconds, so that's a loss. Very unfortunate. Now we'll try to recover. So right here, British pound, Japanese yen, I'm opening a 3-minute down trade on the currency pair British pound, Japanese yen, GBP, JPY for 3 minutes down. British pound, Japanese yen, 3 minutes down for a decrease. What do we have here? We see a downward trend, so we're following the trend. British pound, Japanese yen, 3 minutes down, down, correction down, correction down. I'm expecting a downward movement, a decrease. But that's not the main thing here. Do you know what's important? In other words, how do we make money and what do we make money on? On predicting the correct movement of the chart. In this case, we saw the chart for the currency pair, saw it, and remembered it. And here's the currency pair, British pound, Japanese yen. After that, we switched to our bot, British pound, Japanese yen. We clicked start, selected this currency pair, and the bot gives us the full breakdown, the complete analysis. And now I want to draw your attention. Look, we have 2 levels usually. One is a lower level, the other is higher. Sooner or later, the chart will move either to the lower level or to the upper level. Notice you can see the future movement of the chart like this. It goes up just a little bit. We waited for this upward movement and then opened a down trade for a decrease. Sometimes it predicts very accurately, right down to the details, it predicts. Now, of course, we'll see how it goes because of the news. As they say, you never know until you try. But in most cases, it shows things very well. And the future. In this case, the chart movement is going downward. So this is a signal that the chart will go down to the lower level. And I definitely need confirmation. A second signal. And the second signal I look at is this percentage ratio. 55% that the chart will go down, 45% that it will go up. Of course, we're not considering upward movement, only downward, if both indicators suggest it will go down. So we entered a downward position, but let's see. We have 1 minute left here. Let's monitor it. The market is going to be volatile now. We're a bit unlucky here. The currency pairs have a low percentage, and now volatility is increasing, but there's no need to trade. It was. I didn't want to for 3 seconds. There's no need to trade. It was. But on the other hand, even if you enter the same kind of market and you end up in the same situation, for example, if you want to trade early in the morning Moscow time and suddenly, God forbid, you get caught in the same kind of turmoil and volatility, you should also have an example, an action plan for how to make money in such a situation. That's how it is. So this is also a useful experience. Such broadcasts are also useful. So look, I'm always happy to share useful tips and tricks because when I started out as a trader, it was very difficult for me. Unbelievably difficult because on your own, maybe 1 out of 100 can figure it out. Guys, 10 seconds left. Let's follow along. 10 seconds. Let's follow along. Look, I have a profit. I'm waiting for your response. We earned $180 here. I need to take a short break. Write your result. Guys, profit, I'll give it away. Guys, please write how your result turned out. And I opened a position higher on this pair. Oh, lower. minus. It's really bad that it's a loss. Let's keep going. You see, the delay really gets in our way a lot. Look. So it turns out my first trade ended in a loss. I lost $100, but the net profit here was $180. That is, out of two trades, even with such a low percentage, at 70, I managed to earn $80. But it's really disappointing that you ended up with a loss. Now I'll look for a currency pair, but as you can see, there are very few of them here at all, with a good percentage and basically without a percentage for the euro. British pound. Let's take a look at the starting currency pair, euro slash British pound, time frame M1. Currency pair euro slash British pound, time frame M1. All of them closed at a loss, which is really bad, guys. Now I'll look for another currency pair. Here you see the delay. On one hand, sometimes it can help, but on the other hand, it can really get in the way like this. Here I would open a position downwards. I would open a Euro British pound trade for a decrease. Let's see what it tells me here. It says that my chart will go down a little and then there will be growth. The future movement of the chart is upward, and in percentage terms we also get a signal. So here we can wait a little bit. We can wait for the downward movement and then enter upwards with the bot. So we can do it this way with the euro for British pound. Wait a bit for the downward movement and then jump in for an increase. It says there will be growth, but I don't have any other currency pairs yet. They haven't opened yet. We won't go out anymore at this time, so let me open an upward trade here for 3 minutes on the euro British pound. 3 minutes up on the euro British pound. Guys, euro British pound, 3 minutes. I opened an upward trade for $100. I opened upwards right here, but there was still a slight downward movement, most likely either at or below this level. If I close in profit, then theoretically yours should close in profit as well. Plus, as long as there aren't any sharp impulses, let's see what we have here. By the way, why did I want to open a downward trade here? And only now do I realize that we did everything right by going for an upward trade, since there was an uptrend from here. Corridor, first touch, pullback, second touch, pullback, rarely. The fourth touch is a breakout after the fourth touch. Usually, we don't see a pullback, instead there's a breakout. But many people think there will be a pullback, that there will be growth. And the chart, usually after a breakout of a trend corridor, whether upward or downward, it moves to the first horizontal level. Here is the first horizontal level. The minimum is fixed, and people expect an upward movement. They expect the price to go up. That is, if we draw an uptrend with you. The support level, if the chart breaks through it, it goes to the first strong horizontal level, and there we see a pullback. Let's see now. The main thing is that the market doesn't let us down. Euro pound, 3 minutes, opened a $100 buy position. I'm expecting an upward movement. And if we now look at this currency pair in the bot, we can check the indicators right now. The news ahead shows the indicators. After a slight downward movement of the chart, a correction, growth will continue, and this is reflected in the percentage ratio. The second indicator also shows that we have an upward movement to the upper level. The bot highlights it, we extend it, and the lower level, the bot highlights it, and we extend it as well. We expect that the price will rise to the upper level, so let's keep monitoring. There's a minute left, and now we're no longer expecting an upward move. Hello everyone, hi guys, welcome. It's not working out. Third step, Martingale. Alexander, hello, I haven't seen you in a long time. Yes, it's very volatile. Let me show the comments. For some reason, the word step, martingale, isn't being allowed. Which currency pair? Let me show you. Euro, British pound, the currency pair, Euro, GBP. In Russian, guys, hello everyone. Hi, I just joined. It's a volatile morning for us. The first trade, well, my guys and I didn't manage to catch it. The first trade was a loss, but I covered it with insurance. $250, $180. But this morning has been like that for us. Yes, not very comfortable. Yesterday during the live stream we made, well, we'll probably have to lock in a loss here. But yesterday on the stream we had 4 clean wins. Traded well. So today is a tough morning for us, but we still need to come out with profits. On these tough days like this, you see, I have 8 seconds left. Most likely I won't have time to close this trade in profit. But maybe for you, if there's a surge now, maybe you'll manage to close in profit. Most likely not, so what I do is use insurance at 2.5 euro and look for another currency pair. But as for currency pairs, we have very few available right now. There are literally only 3 currency pairs, and after that the percentage is really low, 68. But it's not worth trading at 68 at all. You could of course consider the currency pairs we've already looked at, but I wouldn't really want to do that either. Let's take a look at the British pound and Japanese yen. I won't be streaming again at this time, I'll be closer to 10 a.m. Moscow time. There, with the British pound and Japanese yen, there are more currency pairs. Now there are 5 minutes left for us until the new hour. Maybe some new pairs will open and we'll trade some more. Let's work with the British pound and Japanese yen. I'm waiting for a response, a selection, and I'll take out insurance. So keep in mind, sometimes there are really easy, good signals to go down, guys. British pound, Japanese yen, British pound, Japanese yen for 3 minutes down. Sometimes there's a signal for the British pound, Japanese yen to go down for 3 minutes. I entered here, although ideally it would have been better to enter here because that's where we were looking, and the chart was at that spot where my cursor is now when we opened. Sometimes there are good days when the market just hands you profit. I entered, took 35 profits, closed the trading session, all in profit, closed it. But sometimes there are these kinds of difficult trading sessions, but I need to share every experience, keep that in mind. This needs to be mentioned because when I started trading, I didn't know any of this at all. Pair, dental hairdresser, hello. Stanislav, yes, I caught it too, I took out insurance. Binary options are not very good. It's a tough morning for us today. Let's check again in 4 minutes to see if they'll open new currency pairs for us. So that we have more options and we'll continue trading, let's see how it goes. In this case, we opened a position for a decrease. But I also jumped into this strong movement, and only later did I see that the ideal entry point was where we requested the forecast, which is right here in this case. So we're monitoring and waiting. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds left. I can't even look at new currency pairs yet because there aren't any available at the moment. Even with the currency pair that has a 68% rate, we're seeing a very strong upward movement. That is, when such strong movements occur and we only then request a signal from the bot, for example, it's better to wait it out and be patient. We've invested all the dollars, so let's wait. A loss is normal. It can't always be a profit. I've also been watching the live streams lately, and honestly, it's only just now that things have started to get a bit tough. Before this, if you look back, everything was going well, the sessions were going smoothly, we were making profits, and everything was more or less fine. There are 3 minutes left until the new hour. Let's see how things go with the currency pairs. For now, we'll just monitor this trade. We could also open another one right away. Let me request the Canadian dollar to Japanese yen pair. I'll take out insurance on the Canadian dollar to Japanese yen if there's a good signal now. British pound to Japanese yen. It's unlikely we'll make it in time for a downward move here, so I'll take the second step at $600 or $625. Kadyrov, hello. We're monitoring it. Currency pair, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Look, the currency pair Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, I've taken out insurance on it. CAD JPY, 3 minutes down. Currency pair Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, I've taken out insurance for $625. British pound, Japanese yen, I'm closing at a loss. If any of you manage to close in profit, I'll be very happy because I care more about your results. I worry more about yours than my own. In theory, if you opened later and you end up with a profit, that would be perfect. We were just a little short. And on the currency pair, Canadian dollar and Japanese yen, I took $625. If everything goes well, we'll make $450. We'll only make $100 in total. But that's still money, especially in such a tough market. I opened a short position here. Actually, I was thinking about opening a long position here. Because we have a level here, here it is. Usually, after a touch, there's a pullback, then a second touch, and a third touch. I was expecting a breakout. I thought it would happen. Nikolai, hello. Stanislav, yes. Did you also manage to enter this trade or not? Currency pair, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and I immediately took out insurance before the position opened. So it turns out we've moved if the bot allows us. Today, the chart for this currency pair is a bit compressed. There are two levels, a lower one and an upper one. The future downward movement of the chart suggests that the price will head toward the lower level. And there is a 60% confirmation that it will go down. The red color indicates that it will go down, only 40% for an upward move. Two confirmations, we entered a short position on this currency pair. So let's monitor it. It's been a tough trading session lately. Over the last, how long? For about a week and a half, it's been a very tough trading session. Now they've started to raise the percentage for the new hour, but they haven't added any currency pairs with a good percentage. This is a volatile pair. Looks like this will be my last pair, but I hope that your last pair, the final one, will be a winning trade. Let's monitor it, see how the trade closes, and keep watching. The main thing is that we managed to close it in profit. Let's keep monitoring. Let's watch. I'll pause for a minute now. It's a bit chaotic. So, how are your results? Didn't get a clear profit. How did it go for you? Write in the chat, please. Everything is fine. Don't worry. You shouldn't trade at times like this. Well, I just started trading earlier by about 40 or 50 minutes. Plus, Stanislav, excellent. Thank you for writing. I'm very glad that you got a good profit, a solid profit like that. So we won't trade this early anymore. If I can't hold a trading session later, it's better to skip it than to have a session at the wrong time. On the contrary, I just didn't want to leave you without a live stream, without trading this currency pair. So how much did we get? 450? We subtract $100 and subtract $250, so we made a net profit of $100 on it. That's how it is in such a difficult, volatile market. This is normal. It's possible to do it this way. Currency pair, British pound, Japanese yen. Let's take a look. Start, British pound, Japanese yen. Time frame M1, British pound, Japanese yen. Please open it. You close it in profit. Excellent. Congratulations. I'm very happy, Stanislav. Really glad about your result. British pound, Japanese yen. We haven't been given any new currency pairs. Right now, look, there are certain currency pairs I try not to enter. The future movement of the chart is downward, but here the signal is upward. 54%. We don't analyze such situations. Let's take a look at something else. Here too there was a very strong movement down and then up. Very strong. I don't recommend these kinds of situations. If there are such swings and now the euro dollar percentage has increased, let's check the bot there as well. Of course, with the euro dollar on the M1 time frame as well, we have such strong impulses on the euro dollar. But now, let's take a look. Currency pair euro dollar, please open it on your end. I requested a signal from the bot, waiting for the bot's response. The bot says to open a trade down, so I'm opening a 3-minute trade downward. Currency pair euro and USD, euro dollar, 3 minutes down. Euro dollar, 3 minutes for a decrease, 3 minutes. Downward, what do we have here? A downtrend, a correction along the trend, we entered down. A short-term downtrend, correction down, correction, entered down. Now let's see if we managed to enter right here, and I did too. Now let's see what we have for, according to the bot. What is the bot telling us here? You see, it says that there is very strong news. The market is about to get shaken up. The future movement of the chart is showing a downward trend. This gives us a signal to go down, that the chart will reach the lower level, the lower level, the upper level, and another indicator. You see, I don't see it here, it's hiding right here. Another indicator by percentage ratio shows that 57% will go down, 77% for a decrease, but let's keep monitoring. Let's see how this trade closes. In any case, the euro is also a rather complicated pair right now, but among all the currency pairs, there are still others. There's the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen. Just now, currency pairs are starting to increase in percentage ratio, as you can see. Let's see. You can also enter here. Let's keep monitoring. The currency pair EUR USD was opened downwards for a decrease. Artem, hello, the currency pair. I'll show you now which one. EUR USD, Russian euro, dollar. Where? How much do you recommend to cover and use? In general, I try to trade and recommend trading without overlapping trades so that you don't have any overlaps. That's the ideal. If you set this as your goal, then at most you'll end up with one or two overlaps. But if you prepare yourself for one or two overlaps, it might end up being three or four. That's how it is. It all depends on your deposit. The larger your deposit and the smaller your trade size, the more chances and opportunities you have to recover during a tough trading session. Thank you, that's actually a good question. To recover, for example, from an unfavorable trade. But in general, I try, like at the end of the week, for example, either put all the money into an interest bearing account so I get interest from the broker or withdraw it. I try to keep an amount of $4,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in the account and trade with $100 per trade. And so that I have enough for three or four coverages, it makes me feel more at ease trading this way because I know that even if there is high volatility, if the market gets tough, I'll always be able to recover. I'll always be able to steer things back on track, so to speak. Erdis, hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. I'll record a quick shot for our Telegram. Look, there are 13 seconds left on the trade. Currency pair Euro USD. It's a tough trading session, but I'm still managing to make a profit. Yesterday we closed the trading session live with a 4 plus result, and today we're also closing in the plus. Let me check what your results are, but it was pretty tough today. We're in the plus, earning $74. It's been a hectic morning. So I'm waiting for your replies. How did your trades close? Vinar Kanyu, you entered the trade, right? Stanislav, you entered as well. On the trade. Hello, everyone. Alexei, hello, how are you? Alexandra, in the plus, excellent. Stanislav in the plus. Kubik in the plus. Nikolai in the plus. Oh, that's great. Guys, I'm so glad you're all in the plus. Good ones. You got them. Oleg in the plus. I'm really glad you made money on this. I'm really glad you took the profit. Timan in the plus. Excellent. Good. Let's take a look. I still have a little bit of time. Let's look at another trade. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, currency pair. For those who just joined, who are new here, hello everyone, I'm B. We make money by predicting the movement of the chart. I've requested the currency pair, waiting for a response. For example, here's the Swiss franc, Japanese yen currency pair. From our bot in Telegram, use it, test it on demo. We ask for a currency pair, send it to him, and he gives us a full analysis, a picture with a complete breakdown of where the chart will go, either up or down. We copy his signal wisely as well, copy it, and then decide whether to enter or not. Australian dollar, Swiss franc, time frame M1, currency pair, Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Here I would open an upward position. Crazy pair, Australian dollar, Swiss franc, time frame M1. Tell me, is there a buy signal? Is there trading? No, I haven't connected it, guys. It's a big risk in the sense that I'm always worried about others, that God forbid I let you down. I'm opening an upward position for 3 minutes, AUD, CHF, up for 3 minutes. Currency pair, Australian dollar, Swiss franc, up for 3 minutes. Crazy pair, Australian dollar, Swiss franc, and minutes. So it's easy for me to trade knowing that I'm trading on my own, and during live streams we trade together, I provide training. But when it comes to copy trading, I thought about it, weighed it up, and still I worry about it that God forbid I make a mistake and let other people down. I really wouldn't want that. I provide knowledge, give feedback, offer video courses, training, live streams, and video clips. I explain everything in simple language, break it down, how to enter a trade, where to enter, and why I entered that way. If it's a complicated trading session, I explain how I handled it. For example, how I got out of such a trading session and made a profit from it. This is how it resonates.